Let's go. Almost.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep
not safe for women.
home, but my balls keep
Find another stream. Brave woman.
Just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home.
Hey, you better record it. Steve DeLeve's brother might flag down my stream and broadcast live as far in Europe. This is most badass. You broadcast it all the Tommy C. This is Shot for the Point. And apparently, I don't know how big fans you guys of the show were just getting started off. I got this guy call up. And I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't fair to him for a minute. I mean, I think it's completely fair to call in and say, look, I think what you're saying about these girls is, you know, ridiculous in A, B, and C without bringing my fucking kids into it. So as soon as I heard this guy did one of these, would you kiss your mother? Would you say that to your mother? Would you allow that to happen to your mother except use my daughter?
Yeah, but Tommy, if your daughter had deep fakes, then what would you think?
You know, Jesus Christ. I yelled at somebody at the bar today. I said COVID is over. I said COVID is over, and then somebody in the bar said to me, right? Like, he goes, excuse me, it's not over. And I said,
for fuck's sake.
You know what I said to him? You know what I said to and I said, why is that? Well, you can still get COVID. I said, yes, I know. I had it last week. And you can still get fucking AIDS too, but nobody thinks it's 1988. Have a nice day. And I didn't hear anything from him. Yeah, the AIDS crisis is over. Did you hear?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's been over for about 34 years.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's the kind of person. Actually, this is what we're dealing with today. Actually, I'm one of those types. So here's what we're gonna do. So one of these guys called in. He brought up my kid. I was completely unfair to him. I was a complete dick to him. But you know, going back to the call, he did have opportunities to, as Nick DiOrio said, speak up, and he never did. And then he's so pathetic. And then, oh God, he kept on bringing up points I never made, and he's still doing it. Kept saying that those girls never said they were raped. Neither did I. I didn't say they said they were raped. I said they're acting like it, you dipshit. But you have to leave that part out.
It sounds like he had an argument with himself in the shower.
It sounds like he called here thinking he'd get an easy victory, but he doesn't get out of the house very much. Also looks like he lives with his parents. I always, remember Augie? All you saw was the closet. You can't see much. People that are not married or that have their own homes, they usually have shit behind them. That's almost the way you can tell. Some kid, big streamer, they see a closet or just a game poster. They're in their parents' house. That's how you can tell. Ready for? So I got Matt. I got Jeff. Whoa! Are you ready for this? Somebody tried to flag us again.
Oh, nice. How'd that go?
Oh boy.
Probably nothing. He doesn't realize he's not. He just got embarrassed, got angry, and instead of being able to deal with it or cope. Well, he coped with it by trying to flag me.
Can we tell the story?
Yeah, well, this is really funny. I had a bad feeling about the guy.
Yeah.
And I skimmed through it with Optimus, and I didn't see anything. It looked very like real. Like I skimmed. I said, "This is schizophrenic." He's saying he's a right winger, and I'm like, this guy's no threat. What have you? But because I felt the flag. I literally felt it, right? So I told Matt about it, and he's like, could you send that to me? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's anything, but nothing. And then Matt writes me back, he starts saying he's like going to flag your stream like 10 minutes into it. You know that, right? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like no. Like you were saying, like, yeah, you didn't mention me that much.
You know why?
Because
I went ahead. Like I went after the first hour. I don't know why I did. Right?
No, he goes right
like
into
an hour deep. You know.
He's not Pokemon, Tommy. He's fucking just a four watcher Andy. He goes right into you because that's what that's the only thing he has to talk about.
Yeah, that's all he's got. That's too funny. So then he's like, honestly, if you just bitched and moaned, I'd never mention him again. But then he's saying he's going to flag my channel, and this is how I pay my bills. So, does he ever actually say, because we're doing live reactions to it, Did you ever actually see why he flagged me? Like what rule I broke?
I don't recall.
Besides
don't
yelling,
think
well,
so.
you're the third guy that went over it, and nobody recalls.
Yeah.
Nobody's. The other part is he says he's going to make a video on me. That would have been the smart move. Actually, wouldn't have. I'd have torn it apart.
No, wouldn't have.
No, that's true. Well, it would have been. It would have been more. It would have been more manly to make the video. Oh my god.
Well,
that's funny. What is it? What did Josh say to me? Because I put the thumbnail out there. I didn't even realize it was a acronym. I said big estrogen energy, and fucking Blowbacks writes me back and he says, I want B to become a thing. B, that be. I'm like, yeah, I'm all about B. Big estrogen. That's what you do. And somebody's sitting there going, we need a safe space for women. I think women can handle themselves. I think they have their own energy. Yeah. And I think they handle themselves every day with this guy by saying no. You live with your parents. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, sir. Bye. All right, let's watch this guy. Go to the video. You ready for this first?
I am.
Yes. Verse.
I can only hope. Oh,
well, yeah,
this first scene alone, I already know it's going to be good.
If I had to guess, this guy lives by you in your part of the world. Tell me if you detect an accent. Yeah, great. Well, would it be a big surprise?
No, not at all.
Pacific Northwest. Here we go. And you said, I just hit play, and it's not doing anything. Super. I hit play, and it's not doing anything. It's great. Super great.
Try restarting from the beginning, maybe?
Yeah, I could do that, but yeah, I could also do this and start it at 3:04. Yeah, it's kind of weird. What's going on here? Once, nothing, custom. Play scene on entry. I hit play and it don't play. Yeah, I could just drop and drag the motherfucker too. Let's do that. I don't know what's going on. You know what it is? I didn't test this part, so hang tight.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocking.
Right. Weird how that works.
Shocking. Let's see. Let's get this in here. Dropped it. I don't know. We're having a little bit of a trouble. Maybe we'll have to do the. I just dropped it and then I lost both. Wow, this thing's cursed.
Yeah, now your screen's black on the stream.
Oh really? Yeah. It might be too much. I didn't think this cost much resources. We're probably gonna have to go with ad block.
He's too powerful. What are we
he's too powerful. How does he do it?
We can just open up the Twitch stream instead.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
You can do that.
It's so weird. Like everything went black and it's still up here. He's just too powerful.
Delete the one you just dragged.
Like it's not even showing my camera. That's the bizarre thing. No, there it goes.
Oh, there you go.
That's so weird. Like up is down and down.
Kind of unhide the rest.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck this. We'll just go to the fucking thing. Hold on. That's so fucking weird, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just time for a new piece.
Well, how long is the video? How long was the stream
fucking
for?
10 minutes of his whining. That's about it.
How old's your PC?
2 years.
Oh God! Don't get him started. I'll fucking order a new one right now.
Yeah, I will. I'm working on 2 years and I have nothing but fucking problems with this thing.
I mean, there is something free you could download to utilize.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever
know.
you do,
Like problems on that. No, that's been solved too.
Your stream's lagging. So
stream's lagging too.
Well, no, it's like the video's like it's not lagging as in the stream, but your video's choppy. Both you and Jeff.
Me and Jeff. That's probably your end.
Over it.
Let's get
him.
him.
I could not get a word in.
All right, here we are.
I'll tell you what.
When they
I'll tell you what.
Timestamp was 3:51. Yeah.
I don't know. I want to get to the beginning of the stream too. It's just fucking so slow.
Just move ahead to 4 minutes.
No, I gotta move back. Hang on. I gotta move back to. You said it was 4 something.
Yeah, just go to 4.
All right, we'll go to 4:11. We got it right here. Okay.
There you go.
3, 2, 1, and sway boy.
And I'm gonna
You're gonna full screen it.
Can I?
You're just what
I'll-
you?
yeah.
Was that me?
I
or was-
want to. No
Okay.
cheery music
No.
for this, okay? Because what I'm about to say is just going to be very frank and honest
Crazy.
about how I feel, given the situation that I went through.
Old strategy, Cotton.
That you went through?
What?
Somebody told somebody that feelings were important.
Hey guys,
What?
refresh
Today.
the stream. Okay, Tommy, it looked like your stream ended. I had to refresh, so refresh the stream.
Refresh the stream. We're good. I didn't lose contact, so just refresh. Hold on. No, I think it is the fucking PC at this point. It just shuts fucking down when it gets any overtasked. It's like just a piece of shit.
Refresh.
Refresh.
Oh, God.
All right, let's go. Here we go. All we got to do is hear this jerk's voice. There we go. Here we go. Let's start. What he
On
went
YouTube,
through.
I got suggested a live stream. Okay, by a streamer called Tommy C's SFTP.
How much you want to bet he didn't get suggested shit and he was searching for stuff? No one ever
Probably.
gets. I never get recommended.
That's what Optimus was like. At least we got recommended. And I'm like,
We did. Fat fucking chance. He was no, because I noticed his recommended streamers are like Ludwig, so we're dealing with like a Ludwig fanboy. That's what it is. And I said something about Ludwig's girlfriend, who he is never going to bang.
Content before or anything like that, but I have a
I
feeling
don't know.
why
You
I
might.
was suggested it. Here in
Yeah, I have a feeling why you were suggested it. You looked it up. You said you wrote Ludwig. You wrote the whole thing, and then the stream popped. The one guy that was doing a stream on it on YouTube.
these past couple days, obviously, I've been keeping up with the drama over Atrioc revealing the deepfake website of celebrity streamers, right? I talked about this a little bit before.
You're a
And
celebrity.
this person on stream had the balls.
The balls.
5 hours.
Emphasis on
To
balls.
go on and on about
For 5 hours.
Wait, 5 hours,
Wait, what?
dude. The day Tommy does a stream past an hour and 1 second is the day I fucking drop dead.
I don't pay attention to much.
I
but
wanna
know for a
point
fact
out-
unless it's Tommy's
I
birthday,
wanna
he
point
did 5-hour
out-
streams.
I want to point out that the guy, when he first called me, he made it clear that he really didn't listen to anything I had said prior. That he was coming in a little late because he started bringing up stuff that I had already addressed. Like, these girls have every right to be upset.
Yeah, Nick had a funny line. He was like, usually when someone says that, someone like Augie would act in good faith. Not Tommy. He gets really mad when you call in and you say you haven't listened to most of the stream.
Yeah.
He gets really angry.
Well, if you're
and he
going to
lets
be
you have it.
nasty to me and bring up my kid, use my kid as an argument device, and then, oh, by the way, I didn't listen to anything he said. I don't know why Augie wouldn't get upset. I failed to see why he would, and I'll be perfectly, I wasn't fair to this guy. I had no respect for him. I have there is no way you can convince me that there's no other way to argue with me other than bringing up my children and asking about my children, which is just straight creepy. And then I'm also going to play my phone call after this with him. And it's just like the way he saw it and what happened is completely different.
Out how what I'm going to call victims of this situation, the ones who were on that website, were a part of that content.
You know why he said victims carefully? Because I
Because they
said
were
these
raped.
girls are acting like they were sexually assaulted.
Were being sexually
And that he was going to come in and say, it's akin to sexual assault. And then when I say that's bullshit, he had nothing to say.
exploited.
Wait, is he about to say they
for
were sexually
monetary
exploited?
gain by the individuals doing that on that site.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had a multi-hour live stream ripping into them on how they're apparently comparing themselves to rape victims.
I think I said behaving as if, correct?
Yeah, acting as if they were
Acting
raped.
as if they've been raped, and I believe that, and still believe that. It was only a chance to drive attention. Oh, by the way, Maya, in writing, we only glossed over it, directly compared it to sexual assault. Her own. That's what she compared it to. That's what she
And
compared
these
directly. That's what Maya did. That was the only two people we covered. We said that Ludwig's girlfriend was behaving as if she had been assaulted, and we felt the only reason she was doing it was to gain clicks and views off of victimizations. And Maya actually did it in writing, and it's objectionably true, and there's no fucking way around it. She did do it.
So what's this? Is this like a deep fake nudes or some shit?
No, I basically said.
Oh yeah, that's right. We need to brief. We need to brief
we
Jeff about everything that's actually happening.
Here's what happened. Pokimane, some dipshit, right? Was ordered like Pokimane deepfake porn, and he got caught on stream doing it. The problem is he's friends with all these fucking girls, and he's one of these, super woke women need a safe space for streaming types, right? So he completely humiliates himself with his wife with those stupid granny glasses right behind him, and completely self-emasculates and cries and whines for his job. Didn't work. They canceled him anyway. Nice. And I thought it was just, I even thought that was insincere. Because he was just trying to save his career at that point. And the thing is, I argue that you can do that because those girls are going to be mad. If you had deepfake news of my wife, you would have to apologize to me. Yeah, obviously, right?
Correct.
So yeah. It's like, I'm not saying apologies out of line, but it was just slobbering soy. It should have been something like, look, I'm a human being. I fucked up. I'm a human being. I hope you guys live to forgive me. I'm out.
Let's move on.
But
we always got to add the second portion too, Tommy, the twit longer that he had as well.
And then he did a twit longer where he was like, he anybody who supported me, fuck you.
Well, yeah. So anybody who supported him, you're a piece of shit and you should die.
Mm-hmm.
And any of those girls who wishes to pursue legal action against the website, he will pay for all legal fees.
All of them. Jesus, he must be.
And Jeff, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl as well.
Dude, I know, it's so exciting.
They are playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
yeah, it's the Chiefs. That's correct.
Chiefs are fun. So that happened. So that guy emasculates. So I was pretty much dogging on him. In fact, he's in the thumbnail. And then Ludwig's girlfriend, I guess, was one of them, and she flips on the stream, and she goes, "I just want to show you what pain looks like." And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Go get lost.
Nice.
This guy, I make it abundantly clear the girls have every right to be mad. I mean, I think Pokimane had the most fucking sane take, Pokimane had the most sane take.
The take is don't do it.
Just don't do it, and that was it. Well, that's about as sane as Pokimane can get because, she's a fucking virtue signaling witch herself. And so this guy calls up, and the first thing he says, do you have any children? And I'm like, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the first thing this guy does. This guy you're seeing right here. And I'm like, I was like, what do you mean? Boys or girls? And I said, get to the fucking point. You're creepy. And then it became really obvious quickly that he was like, if your daughter did this, and I just didn't want to hear it after that.
You could easily tell after that first beginning where he paused when you asked that question, like, what does it matter?
No.
He was trying to set the snare from the very
he's trying
beginning.
to set the snare. But it's another thing too. Let's say I'm a total fucking hypocrite, right? Let's pretend that I'm a hypocrite and I would have a different standard for my daughter. It doesn't mean she didn't fucking fake it and looking for views. It doesn't mean that fucking Atriarch's any less full of soy and look like a bitch. It just means I'm a hypocrite. Stupid. But like idiots like this, they only know how to argue from a stance of hypocrite, non-hypocrite. It's not like he'd call up and discuss the issue. He had to bring up my kids. I mean, if he came in there, it's like, I think what you said was really cruel, and here's why. But he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. Let's listen to him.
Actually assaulted, raped, so on and so forth. Firstly, let's get this out of the way. None of them claimed that. None of them claimed those things. One of the main things that this person was going in on was Cutie Cinderella.
Wow. No room for nuance, huh?
Was crying.
Well, not the fact that he brought that up in the stream, and I said I never said they did. I said they were behaving. See, he had the cue on that because he thought he heard me say these girls are saying they're raped. I'm calling them liars. And then I said, I never said that. And then he kept repeating himself. You'll see it in the regular call.
And saying that she was in pain from the situation and things such as that.
And I didn't believe it. Deal.
And this
I'm getting flagged for not believing that stupid fucking broad.
Guy had the cojones to go in on her and say, well, your reaction's a bit of an overreaction. It feels fake, put on, and like you're, comparing yourself to a rape victim.
I stand by all of that. Her behavior was just that. his only argument is I had the cojones to say it. Well, tell me why I'm wrong, hero.
Bullshit.
Bullshit what? Let me guess. No explanation for what I said and tell me why I'm wrong. Just, you had the balls to say that.
Wake up, Connor.
It's an amazing microphone. Oh, I know. Optus wants me to talk about this. This guy is such a dork. He wants you to believe that he's using a better microphone. Look at the sound quality. It's a headset microphone. But he's speaking into this mic that sort of looks like mine.
But it's a fake. You're saying it's a fake microphone?
No, it's definitely a fake microphone. And he's sitting there talking into it. So really,
dude, it's like
look
at the size. Look at the size of it. It's like the size of your fingers. Of course, it's not a real microphone.
That's not a real microphone. So he's sitting there pretending to be Ludwig. It's a prop. It's a prop.
What did he put like a can of vegetables on it? And pass it off?
I don't know. Well, what a shock! A really passive-aggressive guy who refuses to listen. Here's what he wants to hear is faking something. What a shock.
The people who are on that website, the streamers, the human beings who were put on that website, who had deep fakes created of them and put on that website, are victims of sexual exploitation. They were not sexually assaulted.
He was gonna come. Fucking Green Man's right. He was gonna come up and make it akin to assault. And I blew his spot up. That's why he didn't talk.
They were not physically raped. They were sexually exploited for another person's gain.
So this is a complete straw man because I never said, I never said. I said they're behaving as such. I never said that those people lied about being raped, not once. And that's what he's essentially saying. Tommy C said these people were saying they were being raped. And they were only being exploited, which I actually agree. They are being exploited. No, what I said was I'm not buying the act. And most of it was on that fucking HDR guy. What a candy ass he was. How dare I have that opinion? And by the way, Maya did compare it to assault. Her own. In writing.
Whether for people's sexual gratification on the internet or for that person who created that's monetary gain.
What? I guess you're going to hear a lot of that because I didn't make any of these claims.
Stupid.
That nice straw man.
They then went on for an hour or more about how Ludwig is an inbred, so his opinion doesn't matter.
I didn't even say that. Fucking. Oh, by the way, just to prove this guy's like, the stream is stream's 2 hours, which is a long stream for me. Mine's usually go hour and a half. Stream's 2 hours. All right, so he lied about that. What I didn't say anything about him being. I just laughed at fucking the joke. And by the way, Ludwig is actually inbred. He had said that his grandparents were cousins, and fucking what's his name was dogging him out for it. I don't fucking care. Well, yeah. So he's probably not. There's probably a lot of you in this audience that are inbred. So what the fuck?
Hey,
how you
good news, Jeff. If you want to be cool like him and get your mic quality up, you can get his entire kit now for $42.99.
Oh shit! All right, let me hop on Amazon right now.
$42.99. Maybe that mic does work then. If it's $42.
It is a real microphone, but the condenser, the arm, everything. There's even a little mix amp, which I guarantee you is probably shit, right? It's all $42 right now. So it probably sounded worse than what he's using right now beforehand. So he unplugged it and he stopped using it.
When it comes to this ex-best friend, really, in this situation that involves his girlfriend, it's insanely stupid.
This guy said he was going to make a video on me. Shit, I never said.
Near the end, the person decided to open up calls.
Oh, I wish.
Where you could call in to their little podcast there and ask some questions. And I had 2 questions for this asshat. Okay, technically it was a team of asshats, but I'm going to say the main one, because he doesn't know how to debate properly, which is through common discourse and listening to people and listening to their argument.
You bring up my kids in front of my face, I stick my foot in your ass. How about that, soy boy?
Jamal, don't wake up.
You don't get to fucking tell me what common debate.
Hey, Tommy, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you, maybe in this scene and your opening scene as well, can you add a text source and just write comedy stream and put it at the top of the stream?
Soy_chugger donated $5. Oh, Tommy, what the heck do you know? Clearly, this chronically online young man who's been on this earth for 20 years knows more than you. Get educated, sit down, and only let people like me talk, you chud.
Now you bring up my kids. Look. First of all, you don't bring up people's kids when you're in a commonly throughout the debate. Also, the you're a hypocrite argument isn't a debating tactic. It's a fucking red herring. So you called up to see if I was a hypocrite. You tried to ask me if I would hold the same standard for my daughter that they would for these. Therefore, I'm a hypocrite, because that's not discussing the issue. That's just discussing about whether I'm a hypocrite or not. So you immediately called and made it about me. So look, you're right. I didn't show any kind of debating the tactic decorum because you didn't. Basically said, fuck you. By the way, and you'll see when the call comes around, you had opportunities to talk and you didn't do it. You didn't do it.
And then talking them out. Okay?
And talking them out.
I had 2 questions for this asshat. Number 1, do you have kids? To which you replied, yes.
No, it was like more. It was more like, who the fuck are you,
actually,
pal?
No, the first answer you gave was pretty calm. You're like, yeah, I have 2. And then he was like, well, what's their gender? Or like, what is a boy or girl? You're like, all right, dude, come on. All right, get to the point. That's how it was.
Yeah, that was fucking. Eesh.
I was like, okay, cool.
That's not cool.
Wow, he sounds.
I said, get to the point. You're creeping me out.
He sounds so much cooler in this iteration. I like this one more.
Yeah.
All son, son,
the poser
mix.
What?
The poser for $10 says, "Can internet people get some decent mic equipment? I'm sick of it."
You know, only daughters. Like he's like, I'm not gonna answer that. Get to your next question.
No, I said get to the point.
Okay, bud. Look, I'm trying to ease up the tension here a little
Bro,
bit.
he called you butt.
You went for my daughter! You brought up my kids! You're trying to get off the tension, you freak! Oh my god!
I won't lie, my heart.
So I'm sorry that I am never going to be fair to somebody that has no decorum themselves. I'm just going to use them for content, as I am now.
Ray was fucking up, and my watch was telling me that I was stressed as hell. The
Dude,
question I
he's
said to him
retelling
was,
this
if
like
your
an
daughter was
Antifa
in that
protest, and one
situation,
person they just jumped them in the street.
Yeah, I know.
It is
You know what?
fucking
I
crazy.
can't
Like,
even-
what a
I can't
hero.
even wait. Let's just go over the entire fucking actual event. Here we go.
And I asked him, and you know what he said? He said, because he was getting nervous. He was getting real scared.
You saw what just happened. You saw his tired. This is actually what happened.
That was a New Jersey joke, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I get it. No, I'm just stupid and fucking tired. I'll put critical in after that. Zeke, I can't say that. I can't, for some reason, now these glasses are going to shit. Go ahead, you're on the air.
So, had a couple of just real quick questions for you. Sure. First of all, do you have any kids?
That's legitimate?
Sorry, what?
And by the way, that has nothing to do with what I said about those fucking broads. One of them, I'm right about. She compared it to sexual assault. And I didn't even, wait a minute, I'm not right about it. I never said they did. One of them actually did do it. Yeah, I do.
Okay. All boys, girls, mix.
I don't know. You sound nervous, Tommy.
Get to the point. I don't like this quiet question. I think it's creepy.
If you had a daughter and they were to get caught up in the deepfake situation, would you be as cold to them as you are to these people?
Well, imagine if I said, yeah, I would. Like, now what? Now where's your argument? I'm a bad person? Well, that doesn't change the fact that fucking Maya's compared it to sexual assault or not. That doesn't change anything if I was being cruel or too cruel. Doesn't change a fucking thing. In fact, you don't stress that. You never address my argument. Well, because get this, he didn't listen to it. Well, I think I made it especially to do. First of all, I don't think I'm being cold at all. I think I'm pointing out because what is my point? Let's see if you listen to what I had to say. Let's play a game here. What were the reasons that I pointed out that why this is nothing more than virtue signaling? Why how did I come up with that instead of trying to make it an order?
Some of the things, for example, and I guess this is just from the stuff that I took away because obviously I had to do a bit of skimming and scanning because I came in a little.
He didn't watch. He didn't watch. He probably just said, "I thought this girl's full of shit," and thought he had me.
To her as you're being with these streamers, and he said, look, I've said multiple times this stream that the deepfake stuff was not okay. I said that, and obviously you weren't listening to that part of the stream. I said that it wasn't okay. Okay, I said that wasn't okay. But I would say to my daughter, look, you're successful. I'm proud of you. At the end of the day, you're money ahead. The fuck? Asshole, we're talking about sexual exploitation of people who
We're talking about me. We're not talking about sexual exploitation. We're not talking about Pokimane. We're not talking about Maya. We're not talking about fucking Ludwig's dingbat girlfriend. We're talking about me and my parenting. Who are you kidding?
did not want that content.
Yeah, he like dive bombs into your child and then hops out back into child or like deep
well, he's
porn.
There saying the girl
He just goes back and forth.
He's saying the girls don't want that kind of content. No shit, Sherlock. That goes without saying. What a moron. Yes, we know. Nobody would want that. Not me or anybody. That's a part of being a public figure. I don't even think Nick... I'll give you a perfect example. Nick does not necessarily agree with me 100% on that, on the public figure thing, all right? Okay, fair enough. He has a completely sane argument that doesn't involve my daughter. It's amazing.
Sexual exploitation of people. Content they don't want on the internet. Being put out there for other people's gain.
Yeah, I guess that has a lot to do with my kids.
At least you're money ahead. You know what? It doesn't matter if you're money ahead.
I didn't even say... Did I use the word money?
I think you said something of that.
I bet I didn't. Yeah. I bet I didn't.
You know, it's like
I bet
you said something like elite.
I bet I didn't.
Example should
yes, yes, because when you're a public figure, you get death threats. Yes,
she did say that.
Yes, if when you're a public figure,
in the video.
Yes, he would refuse to listen to me what I said prior, and refuse to listen to me what I said.
You didn't
when you're I made it clear that it was public figure. That made it separate. I made that abundantly clear. Yes, I would say this is horrible. When you're a public figure, even though I'm a minor public figure, you get death threats. You get horrible things. I've been accused of being a pedophile. You can go right down the fucking list. And you don't see me fucking crying like that. And not only that, their behavior is on the surface insincere. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine, instead of you trying to put my daughter into this, you scumbag, can you imagine being a rape victim, an actual fucking sexual assault victim, and looking at that fucking rich broad cry? Which, by the way, is just as unfair an argument as he put towards me. But he doesn't even bother. Even when I play his fucking game, he won't address it. Right?
Well,
I just don't think he deserves to be treated fairly after bringing up my kids.
As an example, my Higa actually
answer my question. I answered yours. Can you imagine if I paid any attention to Maya Higa, I could actually put it on screen and show that she compared it to fucking her sexual assault. Being a rape victim, looking at that woman cry, and acting and behaving as if she's been raped.
Okay, but she's not claiming she's been raped.
Answer the question. Can you acting and behaving, but she's not claiming. Imagine. Yes, she is.
She's not claiming.
She's behaving as she's been raped.
She's claiming.
A person crying doesn't mean they're behaving.
No, she's behaving, and the crying and her behavior is so disproportionate to what happened.
So you're saying crying
that's what I'm saying. So here's your answer. Yes.
Fake nudes
if my daughter came to me, I know you want the answer because you thought you got me and you got me. If my daughter was in her position, I'd say, sorry, baby, it's really fucking rotten, but you know what? Here's the upside. You're ahead. No money ahead. I said you're ahead.
You're ahead. Yeah, that's what you said.
That I didn't. So he's making this about money. I'm making it about... He just conveniently ignores anything I fucking said and flagged me for it. I said, look, there's things you got to put up, even my daughter, as a public figure. And this is all because his red herring argument about would you treat your daughter different under different circumstances didn't work.
Streamers have to try very hard to keep, sexualization of themselves to a minimum on the internet.
I don't care. People have fucking problems. I don't give a shit. I get less viewers because I don't have a spectacular pair of tits. And that's fine. My God, there's ups and downsides to being. Oh, he's one of these guys that women are demigods, and he can't figure why he can't get laid. I think I can figure. Women are, they're in danger, and I can save them. You can't save shit, Grandma Glasses.
Cutie
Fuck, he does live near me. I bet.
I guarantee you he lives near you.
Oh no, this definitely screams like Seattle or some shit.
Work with people to get images like that of her off the internet.
Did I say she shouldn't get internet? Did I say that they should?
You specifically said they should sue the shit out of that company and make them bankrupt.
So he's just completely not.
Honestly, I can't focus on what he's saying. When he gets worked up, he like leans into his microphone. The only thing I can think of is it's not plugged in, and it just makes me laugh.
It's not plugged in.
She spent thousands of dollars doing that.
You know how you know it's not plugged in? You hear that?
Yeah, there's no wires, Tommy. Look at the scissor. There's no wires.
Yeah, I was
on
wondering that. I was like, there's no mic movement whatsoever. There's no noise.
God, this is the best fucking microphone ever. For $42, you should buy one.
Do you think possibly like he just fucked up his input and just didn't know about it?
I don't know,
that's
like,
possible, but dude, when you're buying a whole kit that includes a mic for $40, I guarantee you that mic was worse than what he's working with right now, so he just switched back.
Fuck, even the mic is a deep fake.
I guarantee he's living with another sibling, and that's why that fucking background's there, and he's blocking off from his sibling. He's sharing a room with a sibling. So he got some kind of thing to kind of cage himself in.
That you would say to your daughter, at least you're money ahead.
Which I never said.
Dumbass!
Why is it, first of all, even if I did say that, why is it dumb? How come he never has an explanation for why what I said was wrong?
It's not like an OnlyFans. These people are just regular streamers who have their likenesses stolen and used in an AI that makes these images happen.
Which is against the law, sue them.
Exactly.
I guess we all have to fucking shake in our boots because some people are doing bad things to other people and stealing their copyright, and they're probably doing it in countries where they can never be fucking fined for it anyway. So what are you gonna do about it? I don't know. If I was fucking Pokemon, I'd say, boy, this sucks, but I'm a multi-millionaire. I mean, this guy's actually proving my point. This is the fucking downside of being a rich, attractive streamer. This is this sucks. What do you want me to do about it? Oh, I know what you want me to do about it. You want me to pretend that these girls aren't trying to cash in on that fact through victimization.
Completely against their consent or permission. Is it illegal? Technically, at this point, no.
And it is. You steal somebody. Yes, it is. It's copyright infringement, you dope.
It's not. But it is.
Yeah, it could not be fair use. That could not be fair use to take somebody's face, put it on a
no. You can't. You can't sell that shit.
That's not fair use.
That's like when those dudes made a game that was Wings of Redemption, jumping around through a game, but they just said "fat fuck" in a red shirt, but it's clearly Wings. Yeah. They got sued and taken down because it's his likeness.
Yeah, there you go. What a dipshit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you could do that, make a game and show it on TV, and then it would probably be mockery or something.
But the moment you start profiting for it, you're
profiting off of it. This guy. I mean, you live with your parents. It's obvious you don't pay rent. There's no way this guy pays rent. No way. It's easier to screech bullshit and call you a dumbass rather than offer a valued argument. Yeah, I guess.
Atrocious to imagine that there are people in this world
that disagree with you.
Look at that situation and go, well, she's just playing it up. She's just comparing herself to actual rape victims. Yes. It's atrocious. Yeah, she's playing it. She is. She flipped on the thing and fucking started crying behind the streams and said, this is what I want it to look like, and then flipped off her stream. It's a cash
This is more in general, not necessarily this situation.
Victimization online is a commodity because of soy boys like you. It is a legitimate commodity. Going on and being against the best thing be on the next cancel culture train and pretending you give a shit about women in fucking streamer spaces is a commodity. That's why these guys all just repeat the same fucking bullshit on Twitch. And you thought somehow YouTube worked like Twitch.
Well, and regardless of the situation, you should never believe streamers are like, this is their job. You think they're really being themselves, or like this is what they really are? Are you stupid?
Oh, I think he believes that.
Like, not even just
like,
the like.
He thinks like, I don't know.
Not even playing the
Ludwig's a
victim.
good
Not
guy.
even playing the victim portion up for attention or whatever. But just
Yeah.
in general, do you think these people are being authentic when they're streaming to you?
I think somebody,
I don't
I
understand.
tell you something. I've run into so many people that think these people are authentic, and the fact that Ludwig was on his like, these are my recommended streamers. Yeah, he thinks that guy's authentic, right? Have you? And by the way, I'm not fucking shaming Ludwig at all. Fucking, there's no shame in his game. He ain't my fucking cup of tea. I think that it's just so he's a good looking guy. Probably gets more female viewers than the average fucking male streamer, and fucking cashes in. Good for fucking him. Great. His content to me sucks. He's completely boring because he sells that positivity, inauthentic bullshit. And so does his girlfriend. Inauthentic as hell. You are looking at the guy that believes that these people really give a shit about them one way or another. Yes, and there's a whole other group of people, like in my community, that hate that shit. This is the mark. This is like they call it wrestling. They call this a mark. This is the guy that believes wrestling's real.
Once do they claim that? Not once. God will never understand.
Not once they said they did.
And
they'd be acting as if they were raped. By the way, I wasn't the only one that said it. So did Destiny.
things like this scare the shit out of me if I ever went into content creation. That's very fair. It's extremely fair. Women in content creation will 100% get sexualized. 100%. If you get popular...
Most of them are selling themselves sexually.
At all. And again, it's like I talked about just the other day. If you get if you get popular on any side of the spectrum, okay, man or woman, you're going to be sexualized. Now, unfortunately, based on how the male...
I don't think you'll have a problem. There is nothing sexual about you. You are a drone.
I'm guessing he's about to say that it happens a lot more often to women, but the fact is a lot more of the women streamers are attractive and a lot less of the men streamers are attractive. So
yes, there
are good-looking streamers.
Like for instance, when you're referring to like Ludwig, like dude, that guy absolutely gets sexualized a shit ton.
Yeah, but I mean, look at him. He's a pretty boy. You know, no wonder. That's like one more fucking shell.
But like saying that it's skewed. Yeah, it's skewed because we have Tommies of the world that you don't want to fuck. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There are more Tommies than there are Keffels. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to fuck Keffels, but there's a lot more Pokemon.
Oh no, I think this guy would be fine with the fucking Keffels. He wouldn't want to be seen as somebody who would discriminate against transgenders, even though he's not gay. Well, guys, I gotta suck this dick.
Mind works. Men sexualize more than women.
Okay, I'll give you that.
It's just a fact.
Sure.
It happens on both sides.
Wait, gay people exist?
Yes.
Sexualize.
What?
Yeah, men sexualize women more. This is so brilliant. You can see like the insight of this guy has nothing to do with the topic.
Really bad at explaining things.
I can fix him. No, don't bother. He doesn't.
No, she said she can't.
I can't fix him.
I can't fix him. Oh shit! I read it wrong. No.
Women sexualize men, and I guess I'm talking really just about the straight variety of both sides. Okay, at least outwardly.
I got something crazy. Who cares if either fucking sex sexualizes the other part? We're gonna all walk through fucking life set like sexless drones. We're not gonna get fucking turned on because somebody could fucking be offended. Get the fuck out of here. There's already a law against this fucking crime of stealing somebody's likeness and putting them on a porn actress. It's already a crime in a lot of places. They could sue. Problem solved. No, women are made to feel uncomfortable because they need to be taken care of, and they're weak. And guess what? They're not weak. You're weak, and you'll never get picked by one of them because they'll, I don't know, go with somebody who's actually got a following and has some personality.
They sexualize more. We also build this into our culture, okay? We build this into our culture. It is culturally acceptable for the man to ask out the woman. It is considered weird if the woman asks out the man, though this is changing a little.
What is he talking about?
What?
It's literally 2023. If women aren't asking you out, it's because they don't like you. That's far different.
That does not mean it's okay.
I haven't gotten asked out since
50 Shades of Grey.
I never got asked. I always asked out. Thanks so much, Orson.
For this shit to happen. That's
dude, the way he's speaking, you would think there's someone behind that fucking curtain that's going to come out and stab him.
His brother who can't stand
well, like he said,
his brother's banging his
really happen.
His brother's banging his hot girlfriend behind him. That's what's going on.
Well, like He's like, these people, you know, it's not really normal for women to ask out men. Not that it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. Don't. It's like, what the fuck?
Fucking
Jesus Christ.
Blithering and blood didn't make any sense.
On edge.
It's not okay. So yeah, this person goes on a, in their perspective, moral grandstand. Okay. On.
You? I told you to fuck off and yelled at you.
The day Tommy moral grandstands
How
is
I'm a virtue
the day this
signaler.
channel dies.
Did I call him a virtue signaler?
Yeah, I think you did.
I believe. I think you did.
Let's check. Keep that in mind.
Listen, out of all things that he said so far, this is the most
I don't think
realistic
I
one
did.
that I can
I'm
believe.
thinking I got this one too. I think I called them virtue signalers, which is interesting if I didn't call him a virtue signaler, and he put himself in the people that I did, the girls. Old transition Sam over here.
Which we'll get into the definition of virtue signaling. But
really,
by the way, if you know Jade Animations, she has this stuff happen to her avatar. She absolutely hates it when there's R34. Yeah, same cup, different juice. That's very fair. That's over an animated character, but it's still an animated character that represents a human being in the majority of their content.
Oh God.
So
that's a horrible take.
Poor Jeff.
He just said that if you have like an animated character and someone draws porn of that the person has every right to
violated.
Yeah,
you know what? Let's find a Jaden Animations and put a big dick on any of their fucking characters. What do you think?
Bro, it's like
it always amazes me how disconnected Jeff is from this shit.
It's funny to watch.
But like, well, not even just like the knowledge, but polar opposites. Like we were just talking before the show, he just hit his 315 again. Like, these are complete opposite. Yeah, for squat, and these are like. Such a different, completely different
I did 315 for like at least 10 with no pain in my back. So
yeah, this fucker's fully.
We're getting to the big.
Well, Jeff, I hear what you're saying, but this guy's defending the right that animated characters
you know what?
should be offended.
I should check myself here. You're right.
And you know what? You know what? He's still right from the same point of view that it's their likeness and they should sue for it if they're selling it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Congrats on getting 315 on squat.
You definitely could put big giant penises on Jaden Animation stuff, though. I think that's totally legal.
I totally
just not on Jaden Animations.
Totally understand that. Totally understand.
There, you guys in the chat can see it. There you go.
100%. There's zero shot. Someone complains about an animated character. The person who created that definitely did complain about that.
This turned into sexual exploitation. This turned into something I never actually said. Into sexual exploitation of anime characters. I really. Jesus
Big B TCN.
Yeah. Even his chat knows more than him. This is fucking retarded.
Yeah, the stuff is sickening. Been hearing about all this lately. Yeah, 100%. It's totally sickening. And also,
he never has an argument. He just thinks things are bullshit or sickening or wrong. You don't know why they're sickening, bullshit, or wrong.
Well, to be in fairness, he's just reading his chat, but his chat also just said that there's a case for using their likeness, and he didn't mention that part at all. He's like, "Yeah, it is sick. I agree."
Yeah, it's super stupid.
He doesn't know anything. He's dumb.
And that's copium as fuck from her, then. Unlucky. Yeah, it's super unlucky for her. 100%.
He's just twisting all of his chat that disagrees. He's not even addressing it.
We're going to agree than when it comes to an actual media that's supposed to be depicting
so funny.
But yeah, this person on their podcast then, in an effort to line me up in front of their
why are you air quoting everything?
Was like, you're just virtue signaling.
I got 400 today, bitch.
People, let's get into the definition of virtue signaling for a moment.
Let's do
Virtue signaling is taking a moral stance on something.
You brought up
Tommy, it's time to put that.
First of all, I don't think I called him a virtue signaler. I'm not 100% sure. I got to go back and listen. All right, but here's the thing. What's the first thing he brought up? If I would have treated my daughter any different than I would have treated those two bimbos, isn't that a moral thing, as he says?
It's virtue signaling. People, let's get into the definition of virtue signaling for a moment. Virtue signaling is taking a moral stance on something that is difficult to argue with because it's generally preconceived as fact.
What?
Or it's really rough if you don't agree. And you're using that to gain platform. They got my name wrong.
What the fuck? You were using the fact that I was like, you're just going on and like complaining about like what I would have told my daughter. Yeah, that's virtue. The you even said it before. That's bullshit. That's terrible. The virtue of the way women are treated. That's what you used.
They kept calling me critical. People, my name is spelled.
Well, that's fucking dipshit.
And then Green Man was calling you critical.
Green Man was calling you critical. I can't see.
And in all fairness,
to be fair, that's probably not what Green Man said. But
you know, it's funny. I had bad. I swear to God, I had my glasses on that day. I had bad eye days. I could see the fucking. I couldn't make out his fucking username. I could make everyone out right now. Maybe there's more light in here. I don't fucking know.
And the best part is none of it matters anyway because you were in for like 2 minutes and nobody cares what your name is.
Yeah.
XEKALL, and I said my name at the start.
Oh God!
They're
He's
like
hung up on his own fucking stupid internet handle.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm like, it's Zycall.
Nothing has
and they called me
anything to
critical
do
for
with
the rest of it. They called me a virtue signaler.
I don't think I called him a virtue signaler.
I don't have a platform. I don't. People, I have 6 or 7 viewers. I don't have a platform.
You behave it.
You can virtue signal without a platform.
Yeah, I know. Like,
he really knows his way around a microphone.
Yeah, I really do.
Leave that to Charlie, okay? Leave that to Moist Critical. Wow, Moist Critical be looking younger lately and thicker, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
I got more weight than him. I think the issue hasn't been talked about.
Oh, wait a minute. You could see the fucking microphone on the side of his head. And he's still...
Yeah, it's been there this whole time, Tommy.
It's been there the entire time.
That's kind of been the premise of our joke, referring to the microphone not being plugged in.
You think he's like, man, I'm saving up money for a new mic, so I better just practice with this one.
Yeah, dude, he's a pro already. He's handling the bad boy.
Yeah, hey, you gotta get those practice reps in.
Because
it's like a fidget toy.
Moist Critical talked about how he's laughed off deepfakes in the past because they weren't good. This situation.
Yeah, maybe it broke. But why would you just use the
headset? You got a free hand, bro. Like,
Tommy's a professional. Okay?
You know what the best part is, though? We might be wrong. He's facing away from it, and his volume definitely decreased. So I wonder if it is the actual microphone, but it still sounds like the one he's wearing. That would be even better.
That'd be funnier, yeah.
It brings up how scary the tech is getting this.
Because look,
well, and
right.
For men,
see, look, he's gonna pull it closer.
It's different, okay?
It's different.
Men,
it's different. How would you know? You've never been a man a day in your life.
Don't care as much if they're sexualized, because most of the time, guys in society don't get pursued like that.
That's a pretty bold assumption that you're overlaying on everyone else. Interesting.
You never got pursued once.
Male, forward society. The man asks up.
He tries to get girls in bed by showing how sophisticated he is. And smart. And a good listener.
The man pays for the woman. And again, some of these things and stereotypes are changing. That's very fair. So when deepfakes were made of Moist Critical, he's gonna go, oh, yeah, no one's gonna believe that's real, and like, I don't really care if people think it's real because it's not real. Men don't care as much, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't matter less when it happens to women, you know?
No, it matters more because everything revolves around women's feelings. There's a whole different standard for women.
Like, just because maybe men don't care as much when it happens, it doesn't mean that men should be so non-caring about when it happens to women. And this guy, I'll tell you what.
I don't give a shit when it happens to millionaires. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. He's self-reporting. Pro thinks are acceptable past high school. Yeah, it looks like.
I recorded the interaction.
You recorded the interaction? It's a fucking full stream. Hey, if he recorded it, that means he did lie about the stream being 5 hours. Oh, maybe he was stupid enough just to record it through OBS.
Yeah, you know, he hit record because he was going to own you.
Record. Yeah, yeah, okay.
I might put it on YouTube at some point.
I doubt it.
I'm not going to show it on stream.
I wish you would.
Don't wake up Connor.
Cold kiddo.
Wait, it's coming, Tommy. I think this is part.
Because I don't feel like doing that. But if they're going to leave his stream up, which I did report along with a couple other people, if they're going to leave his stream up, then at some point I'm going to put up my video recording of it with commentary over it. Because I'll tell you what, I could not get a word in realistically.
Is he saying because he couldn't get a word and he reported me?
I'm giving him enough good faith when I listen to it where I was like, that can't be why.
But he never goes on and says.
Remember though, man, it's the internet.
That's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
A host Wait a minute. A host of the comedy podcast didn't let you talk because you weren't funny, and he was trying to get comedic value out of you because you were worth nothing, and you're mad because you couldn't speak.
And by the way, I think towards the end of the fucking call, I'm like, do something.
Screaming their opinion over me. Claiming that these...
Bring on my kid.
No, I remember a specific moment where he had time to talk and he was just like, what'd y'all say?
Yeah, and then there was that, and there was the end. You want to say something, you can sick of getting shit on? And then he did it again. Huh? And I just threw him the fuck out. Huh? Why would he even stay there? He just stayed to eat. I know what really happened. You thought it was going to be a cakewalk when you tried your fucking little red herring, would you kiss your mother with that mouth argument tactic. And you stood there and you couldn't believe what was happening to you. And you were just staring like an idiot to my 200-person chat. That's what you were doing.
Women were claiming that they were raped in this incident. Or
But he said that I claimed or raped.
Claiming that the women were saying they were sexual assaulted with this. That's not what anyone claimed. The only person who
You're right, neither did Tommy.
Neither did I.
Sexual assault or rape.
It's so fucking infuriating. Like what a liar he is.
Was Maya Higa, who in her tweet said the event that happened to her back in 2018 was deemed rape. And the event that's happening now is being questioned in terms of its own validity.
So I'm right!
as a problem. That's the...
Wait a minute. No, she directly... Somebody give me Maya Higgins' tweet.
Jamal, don't wake up.
Yeah,
scroll up and tell me CJ Vibes. This week out of pocket. I miss CJ Vibes. He unfollowed me. I don't know what happened to him. I think he unfollowed me.
Get fucked.
You don't like CJ Vibes? It was great.
I don't.
Oh, it was fantastic.
All right, sending you the Maya.
Ball started messing with him. He started dropping the fucking M-bomb. He's like, "Who are you, buddy? You should talk like that." I'm Scrubby. Write it down, bitch. I'm a million sub YouTuber.
I sent you the tweet. You want me to read it?
Yeah, read it.
In 2018, I was inebriated at a party and I was used for a man's sexual gratification without my consent. Today, I have been used by hundreds of men for sexual gratification without my consent. The world calls my 2018 experience rape. The world is debating over the validity of my experience today. The debate over our experience as women is this, and this is not shockingly amongst men.
Stop it. So Maya Higa actually did what he said that I said she did, even though I didn't say it.
Not only is she comparing it, she's being critical of people who are not comparing
it to them. And that's what, you know what? And I think that's the mindset he had when he came in. How could anybody in their right mind not agree with Maya Higa balls to bones? And he just could not deal with it. All right.
I'm really bad at explaining things.
I'll be looking forward to his streams in the future. I don't think Cinderella's milking it, but your general advice and approach is probably better for her. I wasn't giving her advice. I just don't buy her fucking act. If you don't think she's... Hey, by the way, person who just donated, I didn't want to make sure she could...
Botanical Garden.
If you don't think she was milking it...
Botanical Mania.
But if you don't think she was milking it, that's fine. I do. Can you cope with that? I can.
What was the phrase she used, Tommy? This is what sadness looks like. This is what
sadness.
This
is what pain. It was performative nonsense. Like here's the thing. But here's that really got me because is her donation? Nobody donates to the other one. Okay, I'm sorry. It's performative nonsense to me. I don't respect it, and I don't have to.
Yeah,
I don't have to
when
respect.
Someone goes
her.
on stream and says stuff like, "This is what pain looks like." I can't help but think, oh, that's a little, that's a little forced.
I'm taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me. And his only dipshit argument is, "How dare you?" That's literally this kid's. How dare you? Doesn't tell me why it's offensive. Just says it is and reported me. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing his content, and I would love to see his exposed video. I think that would be spectacular. Spectacular. How much you want to bet this last stream just disappears? By the way, I already have a copy of it. Too funny. Or he tries a Susie Lou and then copyright strikes and then lose the copyright strike. Because I'm sure somebody who lives with their parents doesn't have the money to meet me in a court in Frankfurt. And that's not Frankfurt, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Let's go. Him reporting you was ridiculous. I don't think your opinion was out of line. It wasn't. And even let me tell you something else, Baton. Let's say my opinion was completely insensitive. Fuck those bitches. They make enough money. I like this stuff. They should just deal with it. There's porn is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And I should have been flagged for that opinion. A bad opinion? A bad take?
Something you disagree with? Yeah, that's just the. Like when I heard it,
the guy's mad at I called him a virtue signaler? I don't think I did. I honestly don't think I did. I'm so proud of you for not taking a political advantage for this. That's what I'd say to my daughter. You like that?
Fair enough.
Also, Critical Tommy said several times on the stream.
I made it abundantly clear, abundantly fucking clear, that this was a public figure thing. In fact, I said that if this is for private people, it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
I also made it abundantly clear that these girls had every right to be upset. My issue was the self-modulation that phone. Everybody's sending me stuff. I'm saying it wrong.
What, self-modulation?
Yeah, I'm saying that wrong.
I don't know.
I always say I've said it wrong before in the past, so I don't know if it's true. I don't know how to say it. Tony fucking Atriarch was doing, and the fucking jumping on the victim bandwagon that Ludwig's girlfriend was doing. Those are my issues, and you didn't address any of them. Yes, this is not that big a deal, and they behaved on the surface objectively that this was akin to rape. One of them actually directly did, and I wish I remembered.
Self-flagellation?
Wouldn't have been funny. No, flagellation is whipping yourself. I'm talking about setting yourself on fucking fire. The ones that the Vietnam monks, they set themselves. They cover the Rage Against the Machine record.
Immolation?
Immolation, self-immolation. Yeah, immolation. I don't even know.
They actually use the word sexual abuse and sexualization.
Sexual abuse.
So 1 second, Critical. I have a question for you.
All I had to do is fucking put Maya's tweet on, and this guy was completely done.
Would you say what happened to these women is akin to real sex?
The thing is, I didn't even because I didn't pay that much attention to Maya's tweet. I just thought boy, the way these girls are behaving. I just skimmed her fucking tweet. Yeah, actually, I think I do it live on stream. I was more kind of into, and I usually am because I'm more video oriented, into Quintella or whatever her name is, Ludwig's girlfriend. That's what I'm going to call her, Ludwig's girlfriend. Body language. Her body language set every fucking spidey sense off in me of being a big phony. And his only thing is, how dare you? All right, whatever. Fuck you.
Sexual assault victims, because that's awful if you do, in my opinion, because they're not real victims and that actually delegitimizes real victims. So do you think they've been sexually assaulted? Because if that's so, anybody who's been drawn in any kind of sexual way is a victim of sexual assault. So is Michelangelo making a statue sexual assault? That's just crazy, man.
He's trying to process what Green Man just said.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing: he had no chance to talk. He said he had no chance to talk. He never even interrupted.
Yeah.
Was that a question asking me?
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, he acted like he was above it. It was. Who do you think it was?
Well, in fairness, it's Green Man.
No, I think he literally just didn't understand Green Man.
Every fucking word he said, but yeah, you're right.
Having watched that video, Cutie Cinderella has
the problem is I am around Green Man a lot, so in my own private time. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, now I'm starting to understand what he's saying.
Yeah, after a while you get it.
Example, never said that she was sexual assaulted.
And the thing is, I've grown up with Celtic people, so I mean,
she said that it was over sexualization.
You're purposely. All right, so this is another thing I want to point out. This is what really pissed me off because he purposely did this. He purposely ignored everything we said, both me and Green Man.
Crazy, man.
I'm really bad at explaining.
Was that a question asking me?
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, of course it was. Who do you think it was?
So, having watched that video, Cutie Cinderella has
Ludwig is a himbo. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. Not like the other himbo though. Ludwig seems like a nice guy at least.
Example, never said that she was sexual assaulted. She said that it...
No, I don't think Ludwig's a bad guy. I think his girlfriend's just like fucking soda pop, his old girlfriend, and the rest of them. They're just fucking whores for.
One of the things that he said on stream, Zeal or whatever his name, and he's like, yeah, and they're talking about Ludwig, and they're talking about it, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, but he's an incest baby, so it doesn't matter. And I'm thinking, I'm like, that's not how it went.
Yeah, I know. It was a joke. First of all, it was a joke by what's his name and fucking.
Yeah.
You know,
it was literally Green Man being like, he was his grandparents fucked their cousins, and we're like, what? He's like, yeah.
It was
and
true.
So
he is a product of incest. It's true. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I think being a himbo takes more away from than the incest though.
It was over sexualization.
You're purposely not. I got to be honest. There's probably a lot of people fucking have cousins in their, especially
the incest thing. You can't really.
You really can't. I bet there's a lot more people that are a result of that than they think.
Yeah,
she's not profiting from it.
I'm going to explain myself again. You're purposely not listening to us. We said their behavior. Explain myself again.
She said that it was over sexualization.
You're purposely.
And Cutie Cinderella.
You think it was?
So. Having watched that video, Cutie Cinderella, as an example, never said that she was sexually assaulted.
So he just completely ignored what we said, and that's what pissed me off.
She said that it was over sexualization.
You're petty. And not only that, he would go on to make a stream completely ignoring what we said.
And when she's not profiting from it?
I'm going to explain myself again. You're purposely not listening to us. We said their behavior was akin to sexual assault, and yes, that their behavior was. Now you're trying to avoid.
Greenman said that.
Now tell me why. That's wrong.
Cutie said she was sexual.
Well, no. Now you're bad faith, dude.
What they're doing is they're showing the trauma.
The whole fucking time we had my biggest tweet.
Which would be akin to someone being sexually assaulted. So do you think that's a proportional response to what you've even just admitted isn't even sexual assault? So you're saying their reaction to this, what you've just admitted, isn't sexual assault, is appropriate? Like, what are you saying then?
So getting porn made of someone and being sexualized when they make no profit from such content or
take it up in court. Here's the thing. Here's the argument he answered. I think here's like Green Man said one thing, but what he answered was is if Green Man said there's nothing wrong with deepfake porn. Which, by the way,
to be fair, he's
Green
guessing.
Man didn't say that. He literally answered Green Man for a question or a point he never made. I brought this up too. You really got to watch Street. You're one of these guys. Hold on, I'm done. You're one of these guys who are told they're smart by their mother. You're not bright. I mentioned that too. I want to see if I say virgin. That they have every right. Sue the shit out of them. But the thing is, I refuse. You know what? Here's the thing, sir. I refuse to do what you're doing. And fake virtue. Okay, there you go. I did say it. Yeah, game over. Fake virtue is close enough. And he is faking virtue. He absolutely is. Everything's about a moral grandstanding. He didn't tell me why. God, I mean, even though I never made the argument that deepfake was cool, the deepfakes, it could be a copyright infringement. He never made that argument. He never made any argument other than you're wrong, and I reported you. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. What else you want to do? Jeff, are you amazed?
I'm amazed every fucking time. I'm amazed.
I'm amazed that Tom Brady retired from the NFL.
After that season, absolutely not.
I can't believe. So somebody told me that one of just, I guess, either he or what was called me a fucking incel. Fucking married with 2 kids, and this guy lives with his parents still. Jesus Christ.
I love the fact that Jeff doesn't even bother to balance his lighting anymore.
I mean, literally, it's literally, when is it 10 years? 10 years next year, right?
Next year, yeah.
It's 2014, really?
Yeah.
I feel like you were with me 2013.
Nope, I came in, we've been over this about 8 times. I came in the summer after my mom died.
Oh, that's right. So you were a senior in high school. So you graduated in 2013.
No, I graduated in 13, yeah. I was 19.
You were a kid. That's right. I always forget you were a baby.
Yeah.
You're a baby, and now you're almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
You loser.
I turned 20. I turned 24 in September.
Should have left. Fucking loser, hanging out with me. At least and what else than the other?
I mean,
guy?
I pretty much.
The other guy became a doctor, and you stayed here. You big fucking chin loser. Matt Kazar, he's a doctor. Jeff,
good for him.
Just like Keem said, this is a sinking ship. Everyone should jump now.
Sinking ship. You stayed on it, you stupid ass.
Should have jumped off a decade ago.
I mean, to be fair though, like I'm only on this once. I'm only on this once a week now.
That's why your career isn't progressing as fast as it should.
Yeah, that's true. Should I make an OnlyFans? Have people sexualize me?
If I were you,
yes, you
totally. Because you know what? You could make an OnlyFans, right? And not take your clothes off. You don't have to fucking show your cock or anything. But if you just did this in the poses,
I get paid more for that though.
What? Yeah. Well, do the fucking posing shit, and then fucking I don't know, show your dick after a couple months. Do it. It'd be like Pyrocynical before he did a face reveal.
Dude, John's one server would fucking bump that shit.
I honestly think that wouldn't.
I would make a fortune doing that.
Why couldn't you? Why shouldn't you make a fortune on the work you put in? Why not? Like, I have the same standard for girls. I'm like, you got a nice set of titties, you got a nice little body on you. Fucking, shake that shit. But no, there's a price to pay with it. And if you fucking start doing porn and shit,
I might have to dip my toes in some honey and
what'll happen? The worst thing that'll happen to you when you have a fucking bunch of fat girls that like you. Yeah.
And maybe some dudes.
Maybe some.
It'd probably be more.
You're probably gonna be more dudes.
Anything.
Yeah, it's probably more because guys are just more visual.
And that's okay. Their money's still the same.
I wouldn't fucking. You know who did it? I'll tell you who did it. I have a friend that grew up with Colin Farrell. You know that?
Nice.
In Dublin. Yeah, in Dublin. He used to dance at gay clubs. That's what she told me.
I could see Colin Farrell doing that.
But look, no one's gonna tell Colin Farrell he's fucking gay. That shit could get pooned like that. That guy could be dressed like the Penguin and still get pooned. He's like super talented, like an Irish guy, right? But yeah, he used to do that. Because he's about my age, Colin Farrell.
Is he only in his
He's at 45, 44. He's a little young. He's younger than
that. Be a little bit older than that.
77, 78. He's more somewhere around there. But I heard nothing. I know somebody that grew up in the same project as they did, and he's lots of fun. He was lots of fun. He's a fucking good guy. And still goes home apparently.
You want to take callers, Tommy?
I was gonna say we really should have someone set us straight to make sure we're not in an echo chamber. If you could bring Green Man to set us all straight, that would be much appreciated.
Hold on, I've had enough Green Man because I had to listen to his voice when I had to listen to that over and over again, and then I just watched football. Why'd you pull him in? I wanted him last. What do you want, Green Man?
My bad.
I was just gonna say, no one can understand me, but at least I'm not a soy boy virgin like this guy. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that?
Exactly.
I think you know what it is though. You get all these guys that bought into behaving like they do somehow. Because I bet that guy would like a lot more than having a platform. A girlfriend.
Don't.
Yeah, a girlfriend, a life. You know what I mean? A life, a girlfriend. So what they do is because they don't want to do anything that actually helps you in that department. They listen. I'll tell you something, guys. If you want to make sure you never get laid, listen to women and advice on women. Here's the deal: they don't know shit either. They can't understand nothing. They know what they want, but they don't know what other women want. That's a big mistake, guys. Guys, do not listen to advice on women from other women. Reason being, what women tell you, because they're not lying to you. They tell you, this is what I would
Jamal,
like,
don't wake
right?
up Connor.
Right? And then they think up their fantasies, right? The difference between women's and men's fantasies are like two different fucking things. Men's fantasies are like, yeah, I want to do that shit. Women's fantasies, oh, that would be cute. So when you talk to them, it's like, how do I get this girl? They give you this cute story. And it's not good advice. Don't listen to women about trying to get women. Listen to players. It works better. They have the numbers. If you want to get laid. You want to have a relationship, get married, and fucking treat a girl decent, you fucking bastard. But if you want to get laid, then, be a bastard. But, what do you want, Green Man?
I was just going to say, the only way this guy could get a girlfriend is if he made all out of deep fake porn.
Good point. Cuban, you're on the air. Cuban.
Hello? Okay.
Hey, how can I help you?
So that guy fucking is an idiot, especially like when he talked about Jaden. Let me be honest, I'm an SFW artist.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass. Saying that is like asking every NSFW artist on this fucking planet to get sued by fucking Blizzard, by fucking I mean, I could get sued for what I make.
Sure. Yeah, but you probably are on dangerous ground if you're putting, especially like private people, in some kind of NSFW sexual position, and it's there, and you're making money on it. I think simply drawing them, but let's say you're profiting on public figure A, hot girl, and you start putting stuff out there, and you could find yourself in court. You know.
Oh no, I'm meaning. Sorry, there should be correction. When he meant on Jaden.
What was he mean? What he meant? I don't know. Maybe I don't know all the story. Tell me what he meant on Jaden.
So he was talking. You don't know. Like he said, Jaden shouldn't be sexualized because of her character was sexualized on the internet and everything.
Who's that? I'm not that.
Jaden Animations.
Jaden Animations.
Oh, not our Jaden, right?
No, Jaden Animations.
No, the one from the stream that we just watched.
See, here's the thing,
about the animated avatar that got sexualized.
I'm a heterosexual middle-aged male. I don't fucking care about. I'm just telling you. And this is a big dumb jock that I'm my co-host Jeff. So we don't. You have to talk to us like retarded because we think art is for weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of it. But no, it's like it's stupid because like. He's saying that, and then they're like, of course I agree. It's like, go get the bag if you can, but like, but it's like saying it's like your avatar is being sexualized. It's like if Jaden brought that to court and she won, NSFW artists would not like her at all and would
be done. How much you want to bet that guy kind of just cruised through high school with C's and a few B's? And was really challenged. He's just not that bright, but he was told he was. You know,
he's a C kid. I'm a C kid.
I'm too. I'm a terrible student too. But there's two types of kids. There's kids that are like bad students, like me, and like, are you a bad student? Yes, right.
Oh, no.
And I'm upfront with it. And nobody told me I was really smart while I was a bad. And they see like, you a bad student? Well, I don't think the teachers understand me. Some people say that maybe I have a very high IQ and it keeps me from like learning like regular people, and really they're just stupid, like everybody else, just as stupid. So we have a different kid. We have somebody that's been told they're smart. These are the most dangerous people on the planet, folks. Yeah, they're passive. You know why? Because they're passive aggressive. Passive aggressive people are the worst.
I also know is like. Back when Jaden kind of called it out and all of her fucking fans started going after NSFW artists, all the NSFW artists came together and started just making more porn of her. So
I'm
like,
sure this is a really good call.
Fucking war.
I just don't know. I don't know anything about that story, buddy.
You don't need to. You do look at it, you know.
Well, I appreciate you calling in. Does that make you? Does that make it better? I do appreciate it. Peace.
Thank you for taking it.
By the way, I sat with all the hooligans in the fucking soccer stadium. And they're all fucking like bikers, and they have the seating section tattooed in their arm over here.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot more hardcore than I expected, but Germans aren't that hard. It was like I was never in danger at any time, but yeah, it was a rougher crowd than the families I usually sit with. And when you go in these soccer stadiums, I don't think they have this in the States even. Like you stand all 90 minutes the whole time.
Yeah, the standing section.
Yeah.
My God.
And by the way, I'm just telling you, this gamer chair bullshit scam, I'm getting rid of this fucking thing. It has ruined my back. And I've only had it, a month, 2 months?
You're just not realizing that?
They are a scam. And the older you are, I notice like younger guys can kind of like ride through it, right? But if you're all fart like me and Jeremy, because Jeremy couldn't handle it either, I am getting a fucking straight up orthopedic, goddamn, you all laugh at me too, office chair like a normal person, and it comes like
this is just an office chair.
Oh yeah. It's like I had an office chair for years, but everybody's like saying, "Oh, your chair looks good, your chair looks this," and I get it, and like now I'm in like in pain at night. It sucks.
Yeah, and you know what? Now you're fucking paralyzed.
Yeah,
so
good.
Eat a bag of dicks.
I had to like you could see me on the TV at the soccer game, and I'm like clinging to the cage because I'm in so much fucking pain behind the goalie. There's just like fat guy just clinging to the cage the whole time because I'm in agony.
Yeah, think of it this way: gaming chairs are not designed for comfort; they're designed to be comfortable for 4 to maybe 5 hours max. Office chairs are meant to be worked in for 10 to 12 hours. If you play games for 10 to 12 hours, you should probably not get a gaming chair.
This whole thing, but it's when I start standing. That's where it hurts. It's almost too comfortable. Yeah.
Hey Tom, if you want to feel good, High as a Kite sent me this stream, and you look fat as fuck in the stream, man.
Let me see.
You look much better now.
Yeah, I've lost a bit of weight for me. I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's 3 years ago. It's me, you, Nick.
Well, I've had weight shifts. I've lost weight and gained weight. Let me see.
Yeah, but this one is.
Yeah, it's when because it was the first time I quit smoking. Remember? That's probably what it was. I guarantee it's.
Yeah, it is.
It's the first time I quit smoking. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, because I'm sucking on a goddamn
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sucking on a vape.
You're vaping, dude. Look at you, dude.
Fucking hell, man. Tommy Triple C right there.
Oh no, Tommy's gonna run into old cringe and not want to see it.
No, I don't want to see it, man. This is old cringe. Actually,
fucking
you can
hard
put
to
this,
miss. You're taking up
if
half
you
the
guys,
screen.
if you want to save it for later, I'll put it in. There's some really great cringe stuff in here.
Yeah, old Tommy.
I got
fucking.
I've gotten roasted before, but this is like a real fucking like no holds barred roast. If you want me to get goofed on, that's a good one. That's like it hurt, and I knew I had to do it because I would have looked like the biggest pussy ever. Yeah, I would have looked like our soy boy friend. Yeah.
Yep.
There's not a safe space for. There'll never be a safe space for women in streaming unless Tommy C just fucking goes on and on about how much women are in danger every time they fucking flip on the goddamn camera, hit stream, and cry.
I think the most important part to take away from that stream you just opened was if you are fat, it's okay to be fat. If you are fat and have a goatee,
hello, what
that's
do you
a
want?
problem.
Oh, I was gonna. Usually you're called on to answer, sir, but go ahead.
First of all, I just gotta say I agree with the guy. You should be deplatformed. You're a mean man.
Fuck you.
What would you do if your kids were mean on the internet?
I'd probably enjoy it. I'd say you better watch it. You might get canceled.
Yeah, what would you do if your kid said the N-word, Tommy?
That'd be a problem. Actually, that's the funny thing. Like, I hear all these kids say the N-word, and I giggle when they get in trouble and shit. If my kid did that, it's his ass. It's different. Yep, it's a big, yeah. I don't care if your kid says the N-word.
You definitely need to report your kids to Twitch if they did that.
Yeah, I'm a big fucking hypocrite. All right, get out of here. You have anything else funny to say? I bet you don't.
No, that's it.
I was right. Again.
Thank you.
At least he's honest. At least he didn't try.
Pickles. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Pickles, you're on here.
Oh my God.
You hear me or no?
Yeah, I hear you. Pickle. Hey,
Yes.
Pickles, go. How are you?
First off, I say do get the office chair over the gaming chair, especially if you're a sweaty person, because of like the
I'm not a sweaty person.
Moving on to my other point, the guy that reported your channel, first off, is a cuck. Second off, any people that are ever like, I am a champion of women, I am a feminist, first off, by y'all standards, I probably am like a blue-haired lefty or whatever, but that's still a red flag to me. Why do you need to say that shit? It's always a self-report.
They want to get laid.
As well,
some guys,
like that's the only reason they do that
let me
shit.
tell you something. I'll tell you from a guy's perspective, because I don't have to lie to women anymore because I'm married. I was sort of convinced by things on television that the person he was presenting himself as, like super sensitive and caring, is what women wanted. I was brainwashed as a teenager. I snapped out of it pretty quick, right? But you know why I wanted women to be that? So I could fuck them. It's so insincere. I think it was, and I found out when I started playing I started playing pickup hockey with a bunch of guys that were like in their late 20s and early 30s when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and they were like, "We're trying to get laid, and we're open about it, and everybody's getting laid, and partying and stuff like that." I realized that
be honest.
It's a work. Yeah, you know what? Girls, they might say publicly, "I don't like guys like that," but they always tend to end up with guys like that.
So I'm engaged. My fiance, I would consider him to be like a sensitive individual, but only I really see that side of him.
I was
It's not
just going to
something he
say
wears.
that. Do you think I talk like this to me and my wife? You don't think we have intimate moments with tears and stuff like that? That's not for you.
But what I value
woman
in
wants
a
to
partner
see
as
that?
well is somebody who will call you on your bullshit. And I think that's what a lot of women honestly don't want and don't do well with. Some of the things that I respect the most out of my partner is the times where he's put up certain boundaries, or where we have had fights or discussions and afterwards we walk away feeling some kind of way about it. I don't want somebody that I'm just going to walk all over. Nobody wants that in a relationship, because you're not going to respect them.
You know who want? No, this is where I disagree with you. First of all, everything you said is 100% correct, and I wish you luck in your marriage. Sounds like it's going to be awesome. By the way, unfortunately there's on both sexes there's psychopaths that.
Oh yeah.
That. And there's a lot more of them. I think we all want to like to admit. I disagree with you.
I think so too.
For normal people, you want to be challenged for sure. Me too. Here's a challenge. Get off your lazy ass.
Narcissists don't want to be challenged.
It's good to hear that once in a while. If you're and if you don't say it once in a while. Now, if you're one of these women, guy mows the lawn, he goes out, does this, and he goes, and you sit there, and as soon as he's done, so what are you doing now? You treat home life like work. Yeah, well now you got a problem. But yeah, it's good to get kicked in the ass once in a while. I'm embarrassed every so often by myself, putting the line. Gotta be gentle.
Yeah, but I can't believe you reported your channel. That's such fucking pussy behavior as well. It's actually the world that these people that are do you really want to go out and report every single channel where you just don't agree with something, or generally their opinion makes you uncomfortable?
Yes,
it's going to destroy the it's so frustrating, and it really is just watering down everything. The algorithms, it's so frustrating.
I'm probably better with women, more understanding, actually give a shit more about women than he does. The thing is, I don't gotta wear on my sleeve.
Oh, of course.
And here's another thing.
Yeah.
There's 2 women in my life I give a shit. Well, 3. My stepmom, my wife, and my daughter. Those are the women in my life. Everybody else can fuck. Those are my responsibilities. That's it. I'm not one of these people that needs to serve women. I have plenty of women to serve in my own life. God.
Yeah,
because you're trying to look like you're some.
Just because you're virtue signaling over deepfakes, that's not going to happen.
You want me to help women out in maybe a traditional sort of activist way? Show me some kind of injustice, man. I'll back it up. I'll write a check. Whatever. But I don't have to sit there and wear it.
Join people's streams and be like, you don't give a shit about women. Do you give a shit about women? What the fuck are you doing in your day-to-day life? What kind of job do you have? What kind of things do you vote for? What are you doing other than just bitching and complaining, frankly? And do you actually give a shit?
I'm doing exactly what I'm fucking told, like a good henpecked husband. So that's my service to women. How about that? Hey, Pickles, nice to meet you, and congratulations on your marriage. All the best. And I think if you have that attitude, you can work things out. Don't. The only advice I have for you is don't. He's going to say something that's going to be really awful, and so are you. Try to work it out.
Oh, of course.
It's going to happen. It probably already has.
Yeah, we've already been there.
Yeah, already been there. Just try to work it out and let some stuff slide, even if it's really off. It's not worth getting divorced, let me tell you. Trust me.
Nah. People make mistakes. Peace.
You got it. You got it together, kiddo. Good luck to you. Bye-bye.
Cross that one off the list. We've had the woman's opinion. He can't bring that one on us.
I guarantee I have more females in my percentage than he ever will.
Absolutely.
I want to be fair though. She's asking what did he do to help women. He did come in short from the point and argue with Tommy C. So there you go.
Yeah.
Since we do have Jeff here, I have one more thing for you. This bit is actually about Jeff. And I think he would appreciate it. I don't think he's seen. He's probably seen it, but he doesn't remember it. This is a really good moment for Jeff since he's here. I sent it to you. Okay. It's in your DMs.
What? This is.
It's the time. It's a different timestamp. Oh, boy. It is. It mentions Jeff. I'm not fucking with you.
Why are you doing? I don't care. I thought it was funny.
So how is the new guy doing?
Great. He's gonna be real asset.
Yeah, this is about you. I like this.
I know exactly what this is.
Did you notice he looks like this creepy killer from Columbine?
Yep.
He doesn't he? He does look like him.
Oh God. Yeah. Fun fact for those of you that are relatively new, I do look like the guy who killed a bunch of people at Columbine in '99.
You know what that Klebold used to say too? He used to Jeff's heard me say this before. I don't know because it's been a long time since I've said this. He used to say, everybody makes fun of my face, my chin. I can't fix it. Like, why do people do that? It really bothered him so much so he killed a bunch of people. You know? And Jeff, you managed to have that fucking terrible face. And you didn't kill anybody.
But I haven't killed anybody.
Yeah, and you have a lot of guns in there.
That we know of.
Yeah, I know. Imagine, like, if he gets really sick of his students, he's just, like, choking them out and, like, squeeze them. Told you, lose some fucking weight, you pig.
He starts pressing their dead bodies in his shoulders and all that.
Dude, that'd be an awesome movie. If he was, like a murderous trainer. And to make them lose weight, he saws limbs off.
Oh God! Awesome. You're gonna lose weight one way or another. Sort of like that movie with James. What was that movie with? Not James Caan. He's dead now.
That was. Are you talking
James
about
Woods, the smoking movie? Right. Well, it's called Quitters Inc. And what happens is it's supposedly like a revolutionary quitting smoking system. And James Caan goes in there and basically what he finds out, the mafia runs this thing, right? But they have all the best intentions. If they catch you smoking, what they're going to do is they're going to take your wife and they're going to put her in an electrical room and light her fucking up if I ever catch you with a cigarette or threaten to cut her finger off or torture her. Shit like that. And this guy is running around like, I don't want to be in the program anymore. You signed the fucking dotted line. It's a weird Stephen King story. All right, let's take the last two callers. First of all, Doug, because he's hysterical. Doug, you're on the air. Critical, I'll get you next. Doug.
Hey, how are you guys?
Whoa.
Hey, look, we finally found somebody gets less pussy than you. How about that?
Shit.
You sure about that?
That guy always cheers me up. I don't care how bad I'm feeling. Listen to Doug, I'm happy. What's going on, Doug?
Yeah, I just wanted to say this guy really thinks, it's all men's fault. Well, then you got to blame the women in the porn industry because they sexualize women themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my
I blame
God.
Women. You blame women.
Sorry, Doug. Whenever you laugh, I don't hear anything else for approximately 30 seconds.
Yeah,
so,
let's see, what is that like? Hey,
dude, he is one step away from going.
Hey, Doug, what do you think all those filthy whores showing their pussy? They can't, you can't fucking, you can't take that kind. You can't deal with that kind of temptation, can you?
My God.
No, they can't.
No, they can't. No, it's all their fault, right?
Right. Well,
you're not being fun. All right, I wanted to make you a big crazy incel. You didn't help me. Bye. Critical. Last call. Go.
I'm happy that his name was mistaken for mine in that because he seemed really butthurt that you didn't get his name right during that.
I really, do you have glasses?
Yes, I do.
Do you have bad sight days?
Sight days? What?
I noticed this just before I started wearing glasses. I don't know if everybody's familiar with the pufferfish UFO that I
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have better days than other days, and I haven't. Like that was a really bad vision day for me. I don't know if that's possible.
The reason why Green Man called him Critical, Tommy, is because Critical, who we're talking to right now, was in the waiting to call, and Green Man just looked down and saw Critical and just kept calling the guy Critical for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, Critical wasn't trying to
just don't want to give the piece of shit any credit.
Yeah. Also, there's a few streams on this particular topic I want to recommend. Nick shows you how you can criticize my stupid arguments without bringing up my kids. It's amazing. You should see it.
By the way, Nick had a very funny intro. He sent it to me to send it to you.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
Let me see it. Send me
it's in your DMs. It's in your DMs.
Oh, super.
Anyway, I was kind of calling in to say that I think you hit the nail on the head when it comes to this guy listening to women when it comes to dating advice. I'm pretty sure some girl told him that he needs to be sensitive and fight for women's rights.
I bet nobody told him that. I bet he watched fucking Twitch. I bet he watched fucking that himbo Ludwig and believed the bullshit he was selling. And meanwhile, that himbo is fucking just nailing down pussy left and right. He doesn't even know how he does it. Well,
he was trying to copy Ludwig who would fuck his cousin.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well,
he's inbred. It's like deepfake is like a prison joke, a prison rape joke. Nobody cares when it's a man, but But I don't. Nobody gets breathless over Keemstar fucking a Volkswagen. Suddenly, I'm supposed to have this deep empathy for women that essentially sell their bodies online. Roll those titties. Show that ass. You don't have enough empathy for a bunch of rich bitches. That's what they are. They're right. I don't. You're not there to be a smart person. You're there to show.
This is supposed to be a Destiny intro. I
Yes,
get it.
yes,
your titties.
Fuck the constant
Oh, fuck the internet. You make your living that way.
exploitation and objectification of women is exhausting.
Women will never be objectified.
Oh no.
It's exhausting.
Oh, well, okay. So you're really at a disadvantage.
So you
But I
missed
watched
all the
through,
prefaces, Tommy,
for
put on at the
example,
start.
like the cutie Cinderella part.
So
said it was
you
just kinda
came in
crying
here.
as a
So
funny
I'll
thing.
point this out. So so you're just. What if it was your daughter? Is that an adult argument? You
So critical
came.
joint
You
is
finished the show, proving my point.
Critical joint.
That's fucking funny.
You know, it's like deep
All
fake
right,
is
shut
like
up.
a prison joke.
All right. That was pretty fucking funny. Look at
Nice.
Destiny. Does Destiny actually? Yeah. Does he use? Because I've seen the. Does he use the violins too? Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I
That's
want to bring up an argument me and Nick had. He thinks I hate Destiny. I don't. Actually, I haven't hated Destiny since really the early days, like in 2016 when he was acting like a total. I really still want to do that cover when Scarce, one of his Twitter meltdowns in his own kind. I really would hate No, I don't think I really ever. I thought he was kind of a douchebag. But I agree with him more often. But I don't know. Like Nick was convinced I hated him. I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all. In fact, I hate to say it. As much as I disagree with him politically, he's a breath of fresh air half the time. I just I reject this idea that he's an intellectual. By the way, Destiny does not put that out there. His fans do. In fairness to him. And I think what Destiny is, this is my final thing on it, because everybody's telling, you gonna debate Destiny? You gonna debate Destiny? Probably not. Probably not. If I debate Destiny now on a fucking a cup of coffee, I'm probably lose. Be honest with you, because I'm not prepared at all.
Really bad at
Listen,
explaining things.
I think Destiny. Here's my criticism of Destiny. It's not even criticism. It's just observation. Destiny's like me and Jeff. Jeff probably less so when it comes to like hockey, and me, Jeff, and Nick. Okay, we've been around the game. We played a little, some more than others. Right? We have a pretty good idea what's going on in the pro game as far as that. But if you put any of us in the locker room and day to day, and we would be lost in the monkey sauce, right? I think Destiny would make a good pundit, but I think like somebody like actual intellectuals would fucking wipe the floor with him. That's all. I don't hate him. I want to make that abundantly clear. Just because if Nick got that impression, that might be an impression that other people got. I don't hate Destiny. In fact, he's been a breath of fresh air since 2020 when he finally got rid of all those fucking Twitch bitches because they were making him look bad. All right, that's it.
I hate to break it to you, Tommy, but if anyone suggested you should debate Destiny, they are wishing on your downfall and want to see you get turned into a lolcow. They don't actually want to see you debate Destiny. I think you should probably just know that.
I got into a Destiny once, and he was pretty bad-faced to me by sitting there and saying that it was an entire argument. It was like I said, you said something negative about the thing. He says, I didn't say anything negative. He goes, you called the guy a freeloader. What are you talking about? And then he turned around and said, no, there's no negative connotation in freeloader. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. I was a dick to him before that, though, so it probably made him look a little
Hurry,
better.
Tommy, you got to end the stream so it's not a multi-hour stream. There'll be another point.
Real quick, Tommy, you mind if I plug something?
Sure, go ahead.
Now Recording Podcast is at 846 subscribers. We have the watch hours to get monetized. We just need to get to 1,000, and we'll be back to where we were on Toxic's channel. So if you could, anyone that hasn't subscribed to Now Recording, the link is in the chat.
Yeah, pop it in. And then also, if you want to be a part of the after show, which is coming on right after this, I'm 100% healthy, no COVID. If you have a membership, a Twitch membership, a Patreon, what you can do is sync it up with Discord. And right after the show closes, we start another show, after show, fucking around. So thank you very much.
Well, I wouldn't say 100% healthy, but
I'm healthy now. No, I think I'm all right. I think I'm almost there.
I think you missed it. Anyway, all right, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Go fuck yourself. I did fine. All right, I didn't have my best show. I've had better shows.
That's all
Can
right.
I just plug something in?
Hold on. Yeah, I'll let you plug something in a second. Yeah. Check Nick. Check Doc on the radio. Did Tipster cover this too?
I'm not sure. Doc on the radio.
Doc
Nick,
on the radio. Nick.
Nerdy John and Riveter all covered it for sure.
Nerdy John and Riveter. Go check off all their stuff. Do appreciate it. You want to plug something, Green Man? Go ahead.
Yeah, just put my butt plug in. I'm good to go.
What? Get the fuck out. All right, I'm done. Bye. I'm out of here. See you later. God damn. Oh, man. Gotta update the Patreon. Change. Some of y'all left, you bastard. I just started putting it in the beginning of the cast to get more money.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town, the king's home, slapping fives, black stones, 6 mile to danger zones. Bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headline.
Jesus Christ, how long has it been since that guy got fucking pussy?